Yesterday I tackled the next item in my project menu, which is number 6. So after displaying that to the user initially, first function, what I'm doing here, if in this, just to maybe do a quick recap, if the user selects, so we expect to take the user input menu choice after displaying menu. If this is number 1, this function is being called and all the remaining statements are ignored. If selected option was not 1, we try to check else if menu choice was 2. If that was the case, we would run those 3 lines. So we would take user input, we would search for the movie, store some output returned by the function here, and we would use that output here as an argument for the next function. If that choice was not 2, we try 3. If 3 was used, those 3 actions would be taken and all the remaining actions would be ignored. Finally, if the user takes none of these values, it basically puts number 6 in their menu choice here. There's 2 instructions in the elif statement. One is variable user title is going to take input from the user, and I expect to provide a title of the movie to be deleted. Now the title is only one key in the dictionary. We'll set in a second. And we call the function delete user title. I try to use, so let's go see what that delete movie function does. Let's search for that function. It's option number 6 here. So once the user provides the argument, the title, it is passed to the function here, and it should contain a string, movie title. What I'm doing here, I tried to use actually just a mental note, what I tried to do, and it didn't work. I tried to use the same thing as with my genre loop, but it didn't work. Maybe I'll come back to this later and try to find out why, but I figured out a different solution. So movie index, the first thing I'm doing in that function when it is called, I create a movie index. Now, why movie index? If I display the JSON file which contains 4 movies in it, well, it's not presented very nicely in the JSON file. That's what it looks like in JSON file, but I can actually, I took it into the file and I broke it down. So the JSON file, the movie collection database, is actually a list. So it starts with opening square brackets and ends with the brackets, square brackets. Inside the list is basically a container that has some ordered elements. And in my case, the container list has as its elements not numbers, not strings, but dictionaries. And dictionaries are key value pairs. So dictionary opens with the curly braces and ends with curly braces. This is actually number 0. Lists start indexing their elements with 0. That's the element 0. Second element is in the list is index 1. Third element in the list is index 2, and this is index 3. So if I want to loop through list elements, those dictionaries form index 0, 1, 2, and 3. Those are elements, and they are separated with comma. Inside each element, it's a dictionary, so each element is a dictionary. We have key value pairs. Key title has value Alien, key director, value Ridley Scott, and so on and so forth. So I want it in my loop here, if I go back here. So this loop is iterating over elements. So for movie, I substitute, this is the variable, for movie in movies list, which we just saw. So this is going to be a dictionary. I iterate for each element. I look for key value. This is the syntax. movie items. So this is a dictionary and this is the items of the dictionary. And I decided to go for this method. So initially movie index is 0 before the loop starts. So it's, at this point is 0. For each movie, so we're looking at the movie number 1, which is this dictionary. We're now iterating and say for key and value variables in the movie items. So iterate or loop through all those values. If k is equal title, which is key title, which is the alien value, I will store in the variable movie title its value. So it is going to be alien, my first index 0 element in the list. This is the value, alien. So I substitute that with here. And then what happens? Now I have a if statement. If that movie title matches or is equal to the user title, let's get the variable answer and try to say, you know what, are you sure you want to remove the movie? And we provide a user title, yes or no. So this is just the last resort. Are you sure you want to remove that from the database? Because if you do, it's going to be gone. If the answer is Y for yes, this is the option del list movies. And remember, at this point, when we do the first iteration, so if my, let's say, user title was alien, as an argument passed to the function, if this was alien, I would remember that it is alien, you want to remove it. Delete movies is the list, which contains all those dictionaries, elements. Delete a movie index is currently 0. So that would remove from the list the first. If my user input title to remove was alien, that would what would happen. If that were the case, we would delete that. And this is the tricky part. We need to then save the collection because it's all in the RAM memory. That movies list is just in the RAM memory. We need to save it back to the JSON file, and I've done this before. And I said just for the user, yeah, the title has been just deleted from the database. And then I don't want to go over other, because I already found my movie for deletion, Alien, so I don't need to iterate through this and this and this only to realize maybe there's 1,000 movies, only to realize that, you know, Alien was already removed. That was actually the first in the list. So I'm breaking the loop. If, however, the user choice passed to the argument, passed to the function as argument was not Alien, let's just say it was maybe the second movie I wanted. I wanted to remove the Terminator. So we checked the first values and we didn't find the Terminator in the movie title. So we skip all those, we go to else, and we say, okay, in that case it was not the first movie, then movie index will be incremented by 1. So originally it was 0, signifying the 0 element in the list, which was this one. Since the title was not Alien, we skipped all the rest, it didn't match, we skipped all the rest to else statement and say, okay, so in that case, increment index by 1. So 0 plus 1 is 1. Now movie index is 1. We go back again. For movie in movies, if the movie title matches, basically delete movie. So the next movie is taken. So the first movie was my dictionary Alien title. It wasn't that, so we go to the next one. So now we've done this. This was not the title. We go to the next one and we iterate through the values right here. If the value matches, the title value matches what user said, delete movie and break the loop. So let's just see how this works now. So proof of concept Python movie collection. First I'm going to display the movies I have. 1. This is the 4 titles. Let's just say for the argument's sake, I want to remove the Terminator, second item. So if I run the program, I go for option 6, title to be removed, the Terminator. Are you sure you want to remove the Terminator? Let's go yes. If I run my code again and display, it's gone. Let's display the JSON file, and now it contains only 3 movies. There's no Terminator here.